Good morning. This is the Audi Q8 e-tron. I've had the privilege of owning it for 2.5 years, and I'll show you around today. As you can see, it's a little bit dirty. I don't baby this car. So for the last 2.5 years, I've had the privilege of owning this car. Been great. I drive it every day, and I've driven it more than 25,000 kilometers. As you can see, I don't live in a big city. I live in out in the sticks over here in the Philippines. And I'm making this video because I thought I'd give everybody an idea of how it is to own an EV, especially out here in the middle of nowhere. This area is somewhere close to Bulacan, and there's no charging in the vicinity. But since this car can go somewhere between 400 and 500 kilometers in one charge, I don't really need to plug in outside of long road trips. It's pretty useful, this car. Charge it once a week, I think. Yeah. I only charge it once a week at home. In terms of efficiency, it's not like your run-of-the-mill EV, and it's not like the Chinese EVs, like the BYDs and the Teslas of the world, but it does the job. The reason why I chose this EV over the rest is because at the time, 2 years ago, Tesla wasn't out yet. Actually, Tesla came out 2 months after I bought this car, so I didn't know any better. But prior to that, in my opinion, this was the best EV that you could buy. It's practical. It has suspension that you can lift. It has a good door handle. Real one, not the button. Yeah, it's an SUV, so it's practical, and it's got service that you could trust. Well, I could trust. Audi's been really good. Everything I asked, they helped me sort out. So yeah, it's really nothing more that you could ask for from owning an EV like this. bit of research on my own before buying this car, and this channel called Out of Spec owned an Audi e-tron, the generation before this, and they've had it 3 or 5 years and the car's been running well. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll give this car a try as well. And I plan on running this car until it stops running. So far, it doesn't look anywhere close to falling apart. It's built really well. Morning, boss. I don't baby this car in any particular way, but I think I take really good care of it. So, it's got dents, it's got curb rashes, and I don't really clean it every day, but all the standard maintenance stuff. So when the car tells me to take it into the shop and have it maintained, then I do it. This is the Philippine spec of the Q8 e-tron. So it's got all the bells and whistles, I think. The only difference between this and the Audis of the ones in the States and in Europe is that the seatbelt buckle doesn't have the glowing holster for the buckle, and yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, it doesn't have the autopilot of newer cars, but it has lane keep assist. Doesn't have the smart tracking, when adaptive cruise control. No, it doesn't have that. But here in the Philippines, I don't think you need such features because drives aren't that long. And the tendency of those systems, when I tried it in other cars, is that it's just way too generous and gives way to a lot of cars. I don't think we need that here because you won't get anywhere if you keep giving other cars a chance to cut you off. Here has a lot of humps, but it deals with them really well. It doesn't have any rattles, so yeah, I think this car is built really well. Later on, we'll be in the highway. We'll be driving around 33 more kilometers. And I think we'll experience experience the full gamut of daily commute. We're at 50% battery-ish, and I'll report back what the percentage is later once we arrive. The reason why I made this video is because I wanted to share what it was like owning an EV here in the Philippines. Granted, it's not a typical EV. There aren't many of these out on the road as far as I can tell. It's not like the BYD Sea Lion PHEV or the BYD Dolphin or the Tesla Model Y and Model 3 that we have here. But I think a lot more people should own EVs here in the Philippines, especially if they have the facilities for it. Like if they live in a house or a condo that supports it, or if they live near a charger, or they go to the mall often enough. I think EV ownership is pretty practical. Yeah, it's good for the environment too, I think, with the zero emissions and the zero noise when you're driving around. Isn't for everybody. It's really too inconvenient, like if you don't have your own parking space, or if you're always out on the road and you sleep less than 8 hours. So charging it might be a little more inconvenient for you. As for me, I charge this once a week, and so I plug it in before I go to bed, and then once I wake up I unplug it, and back to 80%, which is the recommended level of charge for this kind of battery. race car. Yeah, I just drive it like this every day. I don't really tow. I do the occasional grocery run once a week. I take this out to road trips maybe once or twice a month. Yeah. Just normal car ownership as far as the Philippines is concerned. I don't drive it like a race car. Just drive it really calm. I do my best to follow the traffic rules and stay within the speed limit. And that gets me about, right now it's 23 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. But later on, I expect that to go a little lower. This is the only car I own. And nothing more to it. Maybe on one of those long road trips I can take you guys out with me. Feel of how it's like to drive this car. Drive is within 400 or 500 kilometers a day, I think you'll have no problems owning an EV. Granted, you have your own charger at home, or if you can charge somewhere convenient. kilometers an hour. Sorry. Right now we're at the Skyway and we're doing something like 73 kilometers an hour. And our efficiency is at 20.5 kilowatt hours in 100 kilometers. Yeah, it really did go down. Well, up. Efficiency really went up. And my experience is the more we drive, the more efficient the car gets. Maybe it has something to do with the tires warming up and getting more grip. But yeah, it's not really that inefficient. From what I know, other cars can do 16 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and it's not much. Doesn't really eat into the range that much, even if you drive inefficiently. Yeah. How I like to drive is I like to let the car coast. I don't really step on the brakes or the gas all that often, or as little as possible. This car drives really good. As I said earlier, you're not really wanting for more power. On curved road like this, you can drive 70, 80 kilometers, no problem. You don't really slip and slide. Passengers inside don't really slip and slide either. Bumpy roads, you don't really feel it because the tires are big and the suspension makes it so that you don't really feel it. Here in traffic, I figured I'd give you some more of my thoughts on owning an EV here in the Philippines. So is it any different from owning a diesel or a gas car? Not really. Driving is about the same. Feels a bit different, a little different at the start, but functionally it's the same. Step on the gas for the gas, step on the brakes for the brakes. tell you anyway. You don't really have to change your brakes all that often unless you're really heavy on the gas and heavy on the brakes. I mean, it varies person to person, so can't really give any recommendations there. Yeah, no transmission fluid. Nothing yet. Most I do is just make sure the car is aired up for the tires, and I top up the washer fluid. And honestly, it's kind of boring owning this. There's not much to do and no problems to think about. After service. that, I think there's nothing really much to owning an EV. I think it's very comparable to just owning a regular car. So we've arrived at our destination, and it's been a few hours since, and I forgot to record this, but as you can see over here, from 50% we have about 37.5% left with our battery. Another thing I forgot that I wish this car had was the app that lets you do things with the car, like start the air conditioning even without being there. You know, it's still a great car. It's just functionality wise, sometimes when you compare it to the likes of BYD and Tesla, you know, you're left wanting for more. But yeah, that's just a quick update. I'll be doing some errands, then I'll catch you later when I demo the charging. Alright, so here's the plan. We drive to Eco Oil. Give me a minute, some cars passing. Okay, here's the plan. We drive to Eco Oil. We plug in, get ourselves a snack, and then after we finish, see how long it takes before we can head off again. You can see Eco Oil over there. We're just going to pull in, and hopefully there's a charger available. Fast charger. Yeah, it is available. I just need to ask someone to open it up for us. It's over there. Yeah, these cars are blocking the way. It looks to be that that's our spot. We arrived with 29%, and yeah, we're just back in. Sa kaliwa po. Okay. Kasya po ba? May harap. Hindi kasya. Abante na lang po ako. Mamaya na to.
Your mobile device is still in the vehicle.
Ano pa tayo? Nakalock. Take 2.
Parang transformer ah. Galing item.
CCS2 po.
Sakyan ko na yan. Dami nga.
Nice plugged in. We just make sure it goes, then we leave. Started. Balik na po ako.
4 and 44
May
minutes.
kasa yung
Oh, po?
free
Free
coffee.
coffee?
Tama.
Ah, okay.
Magabi pa kayo.
Sige po.
So you have all
Sige po.
pasang ito. Super good. Not all the time. Okay. Less than 1 hour lang.
Oh. This is where we're getting our coffee. You can get a free coffee. So it's been 17 minutes and I'm going to ask them to unplug the car. Because I'm done eating. So I'll make coffee with me. We just unlock. Pull the charger out. Mabigat? Okay. Salamat po. Antayin ko na lang po siyang dumating na. Salamat po. So for about 270 for about 9 kilowatt hours. And if we look at the car's infotainment, we should be at about 39% battery. Perfect. Later on, let's compute how much we spent on gassing up. But with this much for 17 minutes at 60 kilowatt hours, we have enough range to go home. Based on my rough computation, we can do about 4 kilometers per percent. So 9 times 4 is 28. Yeah, that's plenty. We can go home with that. We're refreshed now. Got to go to the bathroom, have a drink, eat some food. And really, we didn't rush anything. And it took 17 minutes. Got us 28 kilometers. Yeah, life's good. Now, if we were to charge until full, that would have taken, let's see, calculator. 9% divided by, let's say, 18 minutes. 0.5% every minute. Times, we had 30%. So we're wanting to charge until 80. So times 50. Taken roughly 50 minutes, no, 100 minutes to charge until full, or 80%. Which is a little less than 2 hours. But that's with the slow charger. Further down the road is a charger from PGA. That one can charge until 160 kilowatts per hour. So that one I can charge from 20% until 80% in as little as 30 minutes. Yeah, I'll show you there. And perks of driving a car you buy from PGA is that they let you charge for free. Although I don't know until when that perk will be valid for. Over there, the one beside the Audi car. Great, it's comfortable. It's a wonderful car. And I can't really ask much more of it. Okay guys, I think I'll call it a day here. I think I've said everything I had to say about owning an EV in the Philippines. Yeah. Stay tuned for the next video. I think tomorrow I'll be doing a drive from Bulacan to Cavite. Yeah, and I'll charge my car to full just because it's cheap. And I might have some side trips. But yeah, let me tell you all about that tomorrow. Okay, bye.